Because he owns that now. Oh, no, he doesn't. Does he own MySpace now?
He does. He still does, yes.
I think he bought Napster, too.
Tom is still his friend, though.
Oh.
But anyway, guys, this is a show where basically we talk about movies, comic books, and video games.
It's a cooking show. Like we're cutting vegetables?
I feel like that. We also talk about TV shows. Today is our very special Captain Marvel episode, where we talk about the movie Captain Marvel. Never heard of it?
Never heard of it.
It's the biggest thing that's going on right now. Actually, right now, it sold 150 mil domestically. Worldwide, it's 455 million.
Wow, he's on the ball with this.
Yeah, I try. I'm trying to be more professional here.
Look at me with my backwards hat and my glasses. Professional. We
will talk about this soon, but first we want to get into geek news.
That too!
So yeah, these are a couple of things that are going on in the geek world that we like and we want to react to. So first thing...
You heard it first here. This is not a reaction podcast.
Is it? There definitely will be spoilers.
We're going to put our face in the corner of something. We're just not going to say anything throughout the entire trailer. Man, that was really good.
Hey, it was good. Anyway, first up, we got the Disney Plus, the streaming service.
Yes, the positive sign.
Yes, they have announced that they will be making the What If animated series, whereas they will be having potential things that are going to happen with all the Marvel characters, like what if Thanos was an Avenger? Or what if Wolverine killed Hulk? How do we feel about it?
Wolverine did kill Hulk.
You did?
He did. I think he did it in one of the comics.
This is actually based on the comics of What If.
Well, what if this already happens?
I mean, well, they haven't really had fleshed it out already, but these are actual comic book. These are taken straight from the comic books.
What if Black Panther was a good movie?
I thought Black Panther was a good movie, but, I'm biased. How do you feel about it?
I think it's cool. I think it's a good way to experiment because, like we were talking about with Spider-Man, which comes back every episode. This is a Spider-Man show.
Trust me, there will be Spider-Man news on here.
And I clapped down here, so that's why I did blow Mark's ears out.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's good that they could get to touch the expanded universe a bit. Okay. Because they get to touch upon a lot of the weird outside scenarios. And I think I turned off the compressors. Whoops. The 4 and 8 switches, but well.
Okay.
What? I think I turned off the compressors by mistake. The 4 and 8.
I did?
I did by mistake.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
So sorry, I saw he was going nuts and it was my fault. Anyway, now our voices sound luxurious.
There you go.
So,
you want to do it over?
Welcome to the jump cut! No, I think that it's a really good opportunity for them to touch upon the things that happen outside of the traditional Marvel stuff,
Okay.
Let's fight that. Let's fight that. I think it's a really good way. I think it would be better if it was DC, but it's a really good way to touch upon all that stuff.
Well, one of the comic books that I was looking at was what if Loki took Thor's hammer?
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But I think that I would like it better. Like a lot of stuff, they could have done so much with the Batman universe. Like if it was a DC What If.
True.
I think that the Marvel What Ifs, a lot of them, I think people already know about. I think that the DC's What Ifs, like Superman Red Sun, what if he lands in Soviet Russia instead of America?
Okay.
Or what if he fought Batman in that scenario too? Like that. Those are cool things that we can experiment upon.
I mean, there's always room for improvement. I mean, they do have the DC Universe streaming service, which
they do. I mean,
it could work.
Yeah, honestly, I'm just waiting on it to kind of blow up. Like not in a bad way. Like rise.
All right, it's all good. Next up, Google is rumored to be making a new streaming hardware or new streaming gameware and software.
Only second to the Ouya.
Actually, they are rumored to be partnered up with Sega.
Oh boy.
For doing this.
Oh boy. We talked about this last episode.
Did we?
The Sega versus Nintendo.
We talked about Sega versus Nintendo, which I still think that Sega gave Nintendo a run for their money.
They did. I think that I think with Google, what the issue is going to be with that is that they're not really a gaming company. What I noticed is that outside of America, one of the most popular industry of gaming is mobile gaming.
Right.
Like they make cell phones that actually have like water cooling blocks on it with like radiators dissipating from like the CPU, all this like geek stuff. And it comes with a second device. It's literally a second screen. So you have one screen for controls, one screen to view it, and then you can dock it and everything. Sounds like something that already exists, but but that's like where it is. And I think that it's probably just going to be pandering to mobile games, not really like big budget games.
I don't know. I think they might do that. I think there is a market for PC gaming, and I think they're probably going to tap into that market with.
Well,
this.
NVIDIA does it with GameShare.
Okay.
GameShare, if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, you can stream games like to whatever.
Right, or Steam.
Yeah, or Steam at home, or
Right.
you have. But what Nintendo did, which was interesting for the Switch, is that Capcom basically downloads base files to a game like Resident Evil 7, and they
Okay.
stream the rest of it.
Oh wow.
For graphical power.
Wow.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think the last episode we talked more about the Xbox service where they were coming with diskless stuff.
Yeah. I support that. I don't buy discs anymore.
I still do.
Grow up, Grandpa!
Hey, listen, I like the hardware stuff. The only thing I stream is music probably. But
I don't stream music.
Oh.
I buy it all and download it.
no, I stream it.
Oh boy.
I pay for the service. I
I don't know. I buy the CDs and I rip them and then I download it to my phone.
CD, what is that?
Killing me.
All right, next up on Geek News, we have a couple trailers that came out.
Yes. One thing I wanted to mention, Frozen 2. Remember?
Frozen 2, yeah, I did see the trailer for that.
It looks gritty.
What do you mean by gritty?
Did the trailer compare to Frozen 1?
Like gritty like a...
The trailer that I saw before Captain Marvel.
Okay, but yeah, but gritty like a cowboy movie or gritty like...
Dark.
Like True Grit or dark like Donnie Darko?
I guess like Donnie Darko. I mean, there's more
Like
kinds
why-
of dark than that.
Yeah, but why do you think it's dark?
The color palette's darker.
Okay.
There's a lot of like sense of like trial and
That's
defeat
what you
kind of
mean by
thing.
that, okay.
There's a lot of sense of like this isn't a happy musical. It seems like that's
And
more
that's the
kind of
sad
like,
part because my niece loves Frozen.
I'm glad that they're ditching it because I worked at a Halloween store and I heard Let It Go play constantly.
Oh.
And it's the point where every girl who bought a Frozen costume, an Elsa costume, always sung Let It Go when she was trying it on.
Hey, listen, Frozen was a big deal, man.
I support it. It's just I don't like musicals.
Yeah, but I think with Disney,
Unless it's what was that one? Fuck, what was that? Was that? I already failed. Canceled.
Yeah.
What was the one Tim Burton with the Killer
Nightmare
Barber?
Before Christmas?
Killer Barber.
Oh, Killer Barber. That was Sweeney Todd.
Yes, awesome movie. And play.
But yeah, I don't think for it to be darker, I think it would damage the Disney image of their princesses.
It's dark for Disney. That's what I think.
but that's their bread and butter to have.
It already damaged the image for Disney princesses because it didn't have a prince to be saved. Like they changed it. They did a whole kind of like.
I've
shift.
never seen it, so I don't.
The whole big point of Frozen was that you don't need a prince to save the day. You know, like it's to appeal to women that you can be your own hero.
All they had was a snowman and these two women.
Yeah, so then what you have with, and a lot of R34, what we have with Frozen 2.
But this is a tang, though. This is definitely a tang. I watched something on YouTube where they were saying how Anya and Elsa are actually lovers. They don't really like they don't really like go into the whole thing, but there's something about it. I know they're supposed to be sisters.
I don't know.
But they're also Look into that. Listen, Disney has a dark past. I just want to let you know that.
Yeah. Well, I think that. When I was looking at the Frozen 2 trailer, it just looks like that's going to be kind of trying that new style, like a darker tone to it.
Okay.
And it seems like it might
Because
work.
Bed Knobs and Broomsticks was a very dark movie. But there's also a couple other trailers that came out. The new Aladdin trailer. This is the third trailer that Disney has been trying
Still
to get
indifferent.
Still indifferent?
Still indifferent. What about you?
I'm kind of on board more than I was before.
Well, you were very off board before.
Yeah, I was very off board before because I don't believe that Will Smith should play the genie. I don't see it. But with this new trailer, it does have more singing and more of the genie, which I did like. They sang A Whole New World in it, and they also did a little bit of the genie Friend Like Me,
Yeah.
where Will Smith was not singing because that's what I was afraid of. I was afraid that Will Smith would start singing.
He start rapping, drop some sick bars.
But he's rapping though. He's rapping, and I'm not mad at it, but I'm not really on board with it.
Will Smith, he goes down like 3 octaves when he raps. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's just weird because like the path of Will Smith right now. Let's just get into that. Just the path of Will Smith. The movies that are coming out. He has a new movie where he's coming out that forget the name of it, but Ang Lee is directing, and he's basically fighting against his younger self.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. It sounds interesting. But he's also doing this Aladdin movie, Bad Boys 3, and I'm not sure if I'm on board with everything that Will Smith is doing. I do like him.
Oh boy, that's hot. That's hot.
Yeah, that's hot. That's hot.
That's hot.
Yeah, that's
That's
hot. But I do like him on Instagram, and I do like his new Facebook show where he has a bucket list where he's trying to do everything in the world.
Isn't he like a YouTuber too now?
He is a YouTuber now, yes. But he has a Facebook Watch show.
Yeah, but I don't think it counts if like he's a YouTuber because he doesn't like do YouTuber kind of like activities for a show, you know?
Well, no. What I'm saying is, it's not just YouTube. It's also
Yeah, I know, but he's doing other things. I noticed that Jack Black's also a YouTuber. He's like a genuine one.
I haven't seen. Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Jablinski Games in the first like day got 3 million subscribers.
Oh wow.
So
I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm more on board than I was before, but I'm still not rolling with it. It kind of looks to me like the Dumbo movie.
yeah,
You know.
yeah, I get that.
The other trailer we have to talk about is Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. How did you feel about that?
You sent this to me. and
Yes.
I don't know if it was the NyQuil or if it was the trailer, but
Okay.
oh boy,
You didn't like it?
it seems really interesting. I'm very.
Oh man,
Ugh, I don't
I'm
know.
on board.
It's weird enough to work.
I'm on board with it. I saw a lot of similarities and differences, but I'm on board for anything Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I love the fact that they keep trying to reboot this every couple of years. I love the fact that they stuck to how the Turtles used to look there than like do some like Turtles Go thing.
Yeah. No, I see that. I think that the new, there definitely seem to be going more towards what the fans want with this kinds of things.
Yeah.
And it's not like how with Teen Titans Go, even like
Right.
where they're like doing that for the kids. I think they're starting to realize that kids don't have money.
True.
That the parents have money,
Right.
and that our kind of generation would be more willing to spend that money on these things.
I was really excited about Ra's al Ghul and the Shredder. Ra's, I'm sorry. It's Ra's al Ghul. My apologies.
He saw too much Batman Begins.
Yeah, basically. But I love the fact that they were together, connected, because now you have the what do you call them, League of Shadows, League of Assassins, along with the Foot Clan.
Yeah, no, it seems that's why I'm saying there's a lot of potential in it.
Yeah.
Looking at the because like there's so much untapped potential with the Ra's al Ghul stuff.
Right.
Because he's not really in a lot of animated stuff.
Right.
He was like really only big in Batman Begins.
He's in Bad Blood. He's in Batman Bad Blood.
He was in Bad Blood, but like aside from that, Batman Begins and the video games. That's it.
He is also in Gotham.
Oh, that's right. He was in Gotham.
Yeah.
Gotham was great.
Yeah, it's gotten better this last season because it's the final season.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Gotham Knight. I'm sorry.
No.
I don't like the show.
No, I'm talking about the show.
I thought you meant Gotham Knight, and I think I remember Ra's al Ghul in it.
Yes.
Unless I'm wrong, chat. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm not viewing the chat because we're not on Facebook. But tell me
Right,
I'm
we're
wrong.
not. We're not. But last but not least, there's a lot of outrage that's coming out with the new Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Blue Arms.
Yeah. How do you feel about the teaser that they've been coming out with this new Sonic the Hedgehog?
Blue Arms. I don't like the blue arms.
You don't like the blue arm?
That's such a simple detail that they screwed up. That shows how much care they put into it.
I don't like that they're trying to make it look more realistic. I mean, we all know that a hedgehog cannot talk. We all
Why
know
don't they do like an actual hedgehog that's just blue?
they could have done that as well, but they didn't. It could have been like the Chipmunks. How they had the Chipmunks.
Yeah.
It could have been something different. My only concern, my only real
He's so
I want to know.
ugly.
But my thing isn't even with Sonic. I think Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik.
He could do it.
Think so?
He's a really good method actor.
I really like Jim Carrey, but I don't want to see him in a movie that's going to fail like this.
Given what he was given, he pulled off the Riddler fairly well.
He was amazing in
So-
that. I'm one of those people that likes Batman Forever.
Yeah, but Jim Carrey, that's the thing, is that if you watched his documentary on when he was studying to play
Man on the Moon?
Yeah, when he was studying to play in Man
Andy
on the Moon.
Kaufman?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. I got you.
No, I was saying when he was ready to play in
Right.
Man on the Moon, is that sorry, he went into such big he went such like a deep level of like method
went
acting
method, yeah.
that he was able to basically become the character.
And he was Andy Kaufman, who was a nutcase.
Yes, and it was to the point where actually his family, Andy Kaufman's family,
Right.
was saying that is this Andy?
Yeah.
So if he's gotten that far, I feel like he's able to do this.
I
with
think,
Robotnik.
yeah, he's known for doing over-the-top characters. I think he will be the only thing that could save this movie. But I don't know how it could be. It could be another Dragon Ball Z live action.
Evolution?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fantastic movie.
Oh, okay.
All right, we're canceled officially.
But I do have something I did want to bring up.
Just one more trailer.
more
Fast
trailer.
and the Furious one.
You're talking about Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah. What do you think of that?
I'm on board.
It looks like a refreshing take on the Fast and Furious franchise.
Listen, I've been watching Fast and Furious every single movie since 2001.
And you saw them get progressively worse.
I've seen it get the best. I think the best Fast and Furious is Fast 5.
I like the first one the best.
The first one had great cars in it, not the best story.
I thought it was just simple and effective.
I thought that Fast and Furious, the Fast and Furious, I felt like it was a rehashing of Point Break. But I did like the cars. I was the right age where everything, we were drag racing on Jericho Turnpike or DPA, we were all trying to get souped up cars and put lights underneath. So I love the cars in the Fast and Furious. I just thought the story wasn't the best.
I don't know. I never really cared about the cars. I think that Hobbs and Shaw looks interesting.
Hobbs and Shaw looks very
Jason
interesting.
Statham and The Rock are a really good comedy dynamic duo with that.
And it makes more sense than Fast 8, Fast 7, and Fast 6.
Yeah.
I didn't understand why in Fast and Furious, Fast 8 they're calling it, I didn't understand why in Fast 8, Shaw, who is played by, I can't get his name right now.
I never watched
Okay.
it. I don't watch Fast and Furious because I stopped caring after Fast 5.
Well, Shaw is
Jason Statham, you mean?
Jason Statham,
Okay.
yes.
I didn't know if it was a different actor back then.
No. Well, he basically, I don't know if you saw these movies, but he killed one of the people in the team.
Okay.
He killed Han. So now they're working together. It's so convoluted, and when you have so many movies that have been going on for 8 movies, you need something new.
Saw. Am I going to have to go back and rewatch these 8 movies to enjoy this one potentially?
No,
good movie?
I don't think you should watch the 8 movies. Like I said, Fast 5 is probably the best. I think the best movie because it changed the Fast and Furious dynamic. If you look at the first couple Fast and Furious movies, it was the same thing. Hey, we need to race. We need to go undercover and race other cars. Yeah, the same story was rehashed 4 different times until they get to Fast 5, where in Fast 5, it's more of a heist movie than it is a movie about racing cars.
I'll give another watch. But I'm
Yeah.
excited for Hobbs and Shaw.
I'm excited for Hobbs and Shaw as well, especially with Idris Elba playing
And-
the villain.
And he looks great.
He looks he you know how he trained for this, right?
No, but I do know that he looks like a Marvel villain.
So Idris
That's
Elba for the
great.
past couple of years has been doing mixed martial arts, and he's been training in that. Where he took off a year of movies just to learn mixed martial arts.
Wow.
So I'm excited for this. I love Idris Elba and everything he does.
It's already been just making Bond.
He's doing so much stuff.
Yeah.
They're gonna make him Bond. He's more receptive to it now than he was before. Before he was like, I'm not gonna do it. They're not gonna make it. But I can see him as James Bond.
Yeah.
It's time for a change.
Well, this is the last Craig movie. They said the last one was, but Bond 25 I think is going to be the last one with Daniel Craig.
yeah.
So, I get it. Doing the movies for 8 years now?
Who, Daniel Craig?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they've changed Bond so many different times. I would like to see Idris Elba, not because he's black. I think
he'd be good.
I think he would be good.
I mean,
think he's
Bond's
the best.
25. That's like 50 Bond movies already.
There's so many James Bond movies, and then there's so many where like people are like, "Hey, I don't like Pierce Brosnan, or I don't like Sean Connery." No, but I like Roger Moore.
Like, say they don't like Sean Connery.
Hey, listen, there's some people that are more purist than others. It depends on what generation you grew up with, who was Bond around when you were living.
Yeah.
I think that's what people relate
mine's
to.
Daniel Craig. That's my
Yours
Bond.
is Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
Mine would probably be a cross between Roger Moore and Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah. Well, Pierce Brosnan was also GoldenEye 64 Bond.
Yeah, and he was also in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
He was
right.
assaulted by a run-by fruiting.
So what's up next?
Oh, our last thing right here. Well, Sony has planned 7 to 8 years of Spider-Man spin-offs. Yeah, that's right. So many. So here's what we
have
got
like the
down the
Russian
list.
anthem playing in the background while I cry profusely.
Here's what we got down the list, okay? So we have Spider-Man Far From Home, the Morbius movie, which we talked about last week, Into the Spider-Verse 2, which will be all female.
I don't know about that. Not about the all-female part, about this Into the Spider-Verse 2.
They're doing Into the Spider-Verse 2. It's going to be Gwen Stacy. She's going to be heading that one up. There's going to be Madam Spider. Who else? Penny Parker.
Well, Gwen Stacy could probably do a good job with that. I just want another Miles movie.
Yeah, I would like another Miles movie also, but it's not on here. They're trying to do Kraven the Hunter.
That's probably going to have Miles in it.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. But there's also Black Cat, Silver Sable.
Oh, Silver Sable, that sounds cool.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna do. They might do standalone movies, or they might do them together. Who knows? Night Watch, which is a deep cut character, and he kind of looks like Spawn, which is very interesting. And last but not least, Silk.
Silk.
Yeah, Silk is more of an Asian character. That she's I guess she's another anti-hero.
Listen, I'm game. Spider-Man and Spider-Man spin-offs. That's good. If it's that quality of Into the Spider-Verse.
If it doesn't suck, and I also wanted to be part of the MCU, which I know it's not going to be.
Yeah.
Like I said, I told you before about Morbius. I really wish they would have Blade in here. I wish they would cut a deal so they can have Blade and Tyrese play Blade. I really don't. You know who I really want to play Blade though, right?
Who?
Mahershala Ali.
Ooh.
After seeing him in Alita Battle Angel,
Yeah.
There is actually a petition for him to play Blade.
He could do a good job with it.
You know. But that's all for Geek News. That's all we have this week.
I like this. All news to me.
I wanted to do that. You want to
surprise me?
No, just a little bit. And we were talking about video game movies earlier.
Yes.
Do you remember we were talking about the Sonic the Hedgehog movie?
Well, the first thing we were talking about too is like, I don't know if you want to go into the bit now.
Sure, let's go into it.
We were talking about video game movies. Could they work, or because they haven't in the past?
Right.
Could they work, and how would they work if they could?
Right. So I have a list of all of the video game movies that have came out in the past, I don't know, 20 years. And I'll read them off to you. It's not a lot. Warcraft. There's been 2 Mortal Kombat movies.
Warcraft that's the most average one. I think that might have been the best video game movie.
Think so?
Yeah.
We'll hold your horses. There were 3 Tomb Raider movies.
Yeah.
Silent Hill, Street Fighter, Rampage. There was 2 Hitman movies, Need for Speed, Assassin's Creed, Doom, Max Payne, Double Dragon, Final Fantasy, Alone in the Dark, House of the Dead, Angry Birds 2, and Blood Rain.
Man, it's almost as if you researched that right before the show.
Also, I left out Resident Evil, which had about...
Was it 9 of them?
I think there's 6. I think there's 6 Resident
And a
Evils.
Netflix series.
And a Netflix series.
6 movies in the show.
Yeah.
It's the exact opposite of how they wanted to do it for Community.
So what do you feel is the best one? You still think Warcraft is the best?
Yes, and I don't like it.
Why do you think Warcraft is the best?
It had the best source material to go off of, and it's just such a movie that I forgot existed until you just mentioned it.
Yeah, I forgot all about them. I don't like any of these movies.
Well, yeah, but you asked me my best.
I think I like the Resident Evil more than I like.
I hate them because I played
Warcraft.
the games and I don't.
I played the games too. I think the first one is, if I'm not calling it a Resident Evil movie, I'm okay with it. The first one.
Yeah, but I remember watching it. I'm like, is this like Resident Evil, like the game? And then I saw zombies. I'm like, I guess it is like the game, but it had none of that feel.
Nothing. I don't know who Alice is. I don't care who
I
Alice
think I
is.
saw Afterlife when I was sick one day, like I am now, where they the whole movie was spent with them going into like this, her trying to find this base,
Right.
getting into the base and
I remember.
seeing like the T-virus and everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's such a pointless movie. Nothing happens.
All of them are pointless movies. However, that is the one video game with the most sequels.
In movies or
The one video game movie
okay.
that has the most sequels.
Well, yeah, I mean, people pay for crap.
I get it, but coming from two Mortal Kombat movies, the Street Fighter movie, like, there's not a lot to go by. Like, I remember seeing Max Payne in the movie theater, and I thought it was going to be great because, Mark Wahlberg, at the top of Mark Wahlbergdom, because he had a run.
Yeah.
This is like right in between Shooter and Four Brothers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, for a guy's guy, like I like to be sometimes, Max Payne
That's some foreshadowing.
Max Payne was something that I was ready for. I had played the video games, especially the first one, and I loved it. And it was one of those games that came right around when GTA, not the GTA that was top heavy, but the GTA that was like 3D when that came out.
GTA Vice Cities, was that the first one that did
No,
that?
the first one was GTA 3.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then Vice Cities and
then Vice City was the year after.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but this came out I think in the same year because I used to play it on PC. And
PC gamer. You don't play on PC anymore, though.
no, I don't do PC games anymore. This was like one of my first PC games to play though.
Wow.
Max Payne. But
What did you think of the third one, though?
the third Max Payne,
I liked it.
I liked it. It wasn't what I remembered from the original Max Payne.
It played really well.
It played really well, and I wish there was more DLC for it. I wish there was more support for it.
Yeah.
They kind of dropped the ball with it. I think they were trying to rush for GTA to come out, but I was a fan of Max Payne. I've seen Double Dragon. I've seen like most of these movies.
Let's see the list. Let's see which one of these I've seen. Oh boy, these are so bad.
Yeah, they're bad. Rampage.
How was Final Fantasy?
I didn't see Final Fantasy.
I know both Hitman movies sucked.
I didn't see those either.
One of them I watched in Spanish.
I wouldn't do that.
The first one, when I was watching it, was on like True TV or something, and I've never seen Telemundo.
And watched it on Telemundo.
And I've never, and I'm like, oh, is this like the game? And I'm watching like, this is so bad.
But here's
and
my
I was
thing.
5.
I realized that I didn't like these video game movies around the time.
Doing with The Rock, of course.
Yeah. Around the time that Super Mario Brothers came out, so there was a good run. So Super Mario Brothers came out, then Street Fighter, then Mortal Kombat. So those 3 movies together, back to back, 3 bombs.
Well, do you want to know why actually all these really bad video game movies exist?
Yeah.
I was reading about this like a while back, and I could be butchering these details because it was years since I read this. But this, I believe, a Swedish director.
Yes.
Licensed these in order for him to use the movies as tax breaks for his income.
Okay.
So he intentionally just made really quick, cheap, terrible movies that then he can use, so this way he can like put his money through and get his
That's
money
one
untaxed.
story I heard. I watched the documentary on Super Mario Brothers itself. And I heard that Nintendo wanted a Super Mario Brothers movie, but they wanted it to be more quote-unquote adult.
Oh.
I don't know if I talked about this here or not.
Well, I know Nintendo, like what they were doing with like the Wii was like they were growing up with their audience. It's just,
Right.
that was back in the SNES days, right?
Yes, this was Super Nintendo had just come out. So
Yeah, so then that was like, so that movie, the fans weren't old enough yet.
fans weren't old enough yet, but they wanted something to grow with fans. Because at the time, Mario came out around 1986, I think. So by that time, Mario had already grown up. This movie came out in 93.
Yeah.
So by that time, 7-year cycle, these kids that had this Mario as a game grew up. The original Mario character came out in 1983. So, like I said, a lot of people were growing up by that time. By '93, it was going to be, hey, this kid is in their 20s and he wants a more older Mario.
See, that's interesting, and like that kind of brings me into like the point that we want to talk about is
Right.
that how could it work if it was done again? Like like if we had to put ourselves into it, how would we think that it could work nowadays? Because the issue with video
tell you.
games is there's just one big issue
What?
that these people don't seem to understand, or actually two issues: hours in a game,
Right.
and gameplay.
Yeah.
You can't put gameplay into a movie. Like, it just doesn't work.
True.
When you're playing like The Last of Us, for example, which was
Right.
like rumored to become a movie, and I don't know what's going on with that, and also Uncharted,
Uncharted
which I'll
was
get into.
talked about
I'll
being-
get
yeah.
into with that in one
Okay.
second. But you sit with these movies. Like, I'm going to use Last of Us as an example. You sit with Joel and Ellie for 9 hours on this adventure of character development and struggles and like trials and tribulations, and when you're going along with that into a movie that's 2 hours long,
Right.
you cut out a lot of that feel,
Yeah.
and like unless they did a separate story, but it wouldn't work. But a situation where it did work was the Uncharted YouTube mini movie.
Right.
What was it? Is that what they're called? Mini movies?
I think so. But my only thing
But
with
no, but
that
did you see
is-
that?
I didn't see that.
All right, so Nathan Fillion played Nathan Drake.
Okay.
It was a fan-made passion project, and the movie was just about him getting captured by some sort of foreign government. This always happens, foreign like military
Okay.
situation, and he gets out of it. But it shows his charisma, it shows the combat and everything. Not trying to emulate the game, but tell a story that the game would tell, and that's how it works.
Okay. I think that let's take a movie like Super Mario Brothers, right? Let's
Yeah.
go back to that. I think if you really wanted to make that different, and another point that I want to state, when we watch these movies, do we really want to see the same stuff that goes on in the video game?
I like nods to it. I like unique stories, but like,
Right.
because this goes to the argument comic book movies, Do you want to see the same plot that you already know? A lot of directors and writers, when they're making these movies, are faced with that conundrum.
Right.
Do they want to tell a story that was already told, or give their own spin on it,
Right.
and potentially be
Which
hated
we'll
for it?
definitely get into a little later.
Yeah. But when it comes to these video game movies, is that they aren't made as passion projects for the most part.
Right.
They're made by people who are assigned these movies because these IPs are big and money makers.
Right.
Like Assassin's Creed, which that movie, like, well, what was wrong with that movie?
Again, a lot of these people who are doing these movies do not play the game. So, for instance, they're making a Metal Gear Solid movie, which
That could work because there were hour and a half cutscenes in Metal Gear Solid 3.
right. But the guy that is doing it, the guy that's doing Metal Gear Solid, he's doing it as a passion project. That's his thing. And I like the lore of Metal Gear Solid, whereas Snake is actually Kurt Russell in Escape from New York. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't.
He's modeled after Kurt Russell in Escape from New York and Escape from LA. Yeah, it's really weird because if you look at him, eye patch, hair, everything looks like Solid Snake.
Wow. That's
It's a
interesting.
little tidbit of information. I don't know
Metal
if you
Gear
ever saw Escape from New York.
Nope.
Oh,
I
man.
think that Metal
Cult
Gear
classic.
I think Metal Gear Solid would work.
Okay.
I think that Metal Gear Solid it's so confusing, so it would need to be a really dumbed down story.
Listen.
And a new one.
Listen,
But it could work.
I thought Max Payne was going to work. And then they put Ludacris in the movie. Ludacris. That's all I want. I just wanted to say Ludacris. But
They put
as a
Ludacris in that.
detective,
They put,
as a detective.
they put
No.
Ludacris in that movie. That's ludicrous.
They put Ludacris in
That's
the
absolutely
movies.
ludicrous.
I wanted to say it was ridiculous, but it was ludicrous. It was a different guy. So
It's okay. Screw you guys. We make ourselves laugh.
But yeah, so I mean, if they really wanted to make these movies better, I think, especially when in terms of the Sonic movie, I think it should have been just animated. It is a kids franchise,
But then you have the Ratchet and Clank though.
Ratchet and Clank was animated, and that was good.
It wasn't good.
I didn't see it, so
No, the movie. What?
I'm talking about the video game that I played.
Yeah, I know, but but the movie. That movie had the most potential out of all of them to be good.
Right.
Because it was already animated. It was telling a story that was already told. It was being launched alongside the reboot of the video game. Which
Oh,
was,
I love that video game.
So like, it could have worked, and it didn't because you're watching the movie and you're sitting there thinking, man, do you know what would be better than watching this movie? Playing the game.
Well, yeah, the video game came out way before the movie.
No, what I'm saying is that they remade the game.
No, what I'm saying
Yeah.
is, no, I'm talking about the remake of the game. It was supposed to come side by side.
It came out, I think, a few months earlier.
Yeah, which kind of kills it. Now, had you have put the movie out, then the game, then maybe I would have watched, like, you would get more viewers. I think Sony really dropped the ball on that. I think Sony...
But I'm looking at content-wise and
Yeah.
quality. I think that it just didn't feel like a passion project.
Well, a lot of these movies don't. A lot of these are like get-rich-quick schemes.
Which
You
is
know,
what
and then-
which is what I was telling you about with that Swedish dude.
Yeah. This is why. This is why. They're like, hey, you want to jump on this franchise? Hey, we got the Jackson Daxter, huh? You remember this video game from the early
Please don't
2000s?
pull my nostalgia strings.
Yeah, and that's what they're trying to do. They pull on nostalgia streams. They try to get people who are in their 20s and 30s, try to get them to say, hey, you want to come watch this? But you know what? We're going to butcher this a little bit so the kids will like it too.
I don't know. You can't have a 9-hour-long movie. That's kind of what I got to say about it.
All right. Well, let's get to the reason why we're here.
All right. To preface this, we are not film critics. We are just people who like to critic films. Is that how we do? Is that
Critique?
what we do? Critic films.
We like to critique film. It stinks. No,
That wasn't me.
no, that was a critic.
Yeah.
But we're here to talk about Captain Marvel. Yes, we watched Captain Marvel this week, so we're gonna spoil everything for you.
It was more like a private Marvel. There's no captain.
Oh, okay.
In the field.
I thought she was Miss.
Ms. Marvel.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So what were your feelings on Captain Marvel?
I liked it.
You liked it, okay?
It was like, so let me preface this. I saw the movie, no trailers,
Okay.
no knowledge of the drama,
Okay.
no knowledge of Brie Larson saying anything she said on Twitter or any of like the people saying that it's like a feminist piece or anything like that. I watched the movie completely blind to all that, and I thought it was fun.
Okay.
I think the first thing that came to mind about it, aside from the fact that she was wearing a Nine Inch Nails shirt, they didn't play Nine Inch Nails the entire movie.
Okay.
Ugh. No, but I think that
Trent Reznor was there in the background. You just didn't see him.
no, when I was watching the when I was watching the movie, the first thing that I acknowledged is that, man, it's really refreshing to not see her start off as nothing. It's a really refreshing take on the Marvel formula of the first half of the movie being like the character being complete trash of a person,
Okay.
building up to be a really super person having to save the day.
Right.
It was done through flashbacks. It took up maybe 10-15 minutes of the movie. And that's what I really liked about it, is that they just jumped straight into it. And it was also like Thor. It was basically Thor.
Yeah, I like the '90s aspect of it all.
It takes place in '95, by the way.
Yeah, which kind of had me conflicted. I felt like one of those Vietnam veterans that has to watch a Vietnam movie.
Yeah.
Like that didn't happen. We weren't smoking dope in Dang Nang. I was sitting there like they played No Doubt Just a Girl, and I had to Google when No Doubt Just a Girl came out because I'm like, yo, no, it didn't come out in '95. I really was fighting with people in the movie theater saying it came out in '96. But I did like the fact that they made fun of the internet. I did like the fact that they made fun of slow dial-up, the browsers we used to use, Alta Vista. I like the
Old
fact.
Windows operating systems,
Oh
too.
my God, Windows 95.
Yeah.
I like the pagers, the Blockbuster. I like the fact that she fell into a Blockbuster video, and on the shelf was Hook and the Right Stuff.
Did you see the True Romance billboard?
No, that was True Lies.
That was True Lies?
That was True Lies. Yeah, because she shot Arnold's face in. She thought it was a scroll.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like that. I like the fact that when she came out of there and she was looking for something to fix her communicator, the guy sent her to Radio Shack.
Yeah.
When's the last time you seen a Radio Shack?
There was one a couple years ago, right by
They
here.
got rid of all the Radio Shacks. I remember this was like a couple years, 5 years ago. They got rid of all the Radio Shacks.
Yeah, when she said it's like, oh, where can I get telecommunication devices? And I'm thinking he'd point her to a Verizon or something and have the product placement.
Verizon. This is 95.
I
Verizon.
know.
You know
It
what
took me a
Verizon
second.
was back then? Tell him, Mark. What was Verizon in 95?
Cellular One.
When I was watching the movie, though, I didn't notice that it was in '95 until Nick Fury says later on that because I know technology is like behind, but
Right.
until he said later on where he's like, this happened 6 years ago in '89. I'm like, okay, now I know it's '95.
So now you know it's 95. Yeah, it's like
They didn't say in the beginning, did they? I don't remember.
they
that.
didn't really say what time it was.
They kinda just ran with
and
it.
I think she disappeared originally in 8. So all the cut scenes I think are from 88. I'm not sure. Don't quote me. But I think all of those are from. So there were a lot of
88
top.
and '89.
Yeah, there were a lot of Top Gun vibes that were happening that I did like.
Yeah.
I like the fact that these were women who, back then, women weren't allowed to fly planes.
Yeah, that's one thing that they touched on that I liked. It's
Yeah.
like, I don't see this as a feminist piece because these are facts, you know?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit. What they wanted to do is they wanted to do something where they felt meaningful and had a purpose.
Right.
Because they couldn't fly in the war.
Right.
And the person they were working with has said her goal isn't to fight in wars, but to end them.
Right.
And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And I don't see why everyone's getting pissed off about it because people are getting pissed off at the Marvel movie drama, and people are getting pissed off at the people being
I
pissed off at
think
Marvel
they're
movie
getting
drama.
pissed off because they found out who Marvel was.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a big gender change, and I think people had issues with that.
I don't care.
Yeah, I know you don't care.
Because we were talking last week, diversity in movies. Right. Which you should watch that episode. But what we were saying is that it doesn't matter if it's done well.
Right.
And it was done well.
Yeah, I didn't. Like I said, the only critiques I had with the movie is that I felt I'm not used to seeing a nice Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
You know, seeing him
He was pure.
cuddling cats and like singing, like he's singing like Motown songs. Like I wanted Samuel Jackson that likes to curse. Maybe have a Jerry curl every once in a while. Like I want that Samuel Jackson.
The Pulp Fiction Jackson.
Yeah, you can't set this in '95 and not give me that Samuel Jackson. That's the one I want. I want the true romance Samuel Jackson.
And they also told you why he got his eye patch, which we're not going to spoil, but it was utterly stupid.
Yeah, it was. Another thing I did like, and I want to go back to my whole Samuel Jackson, but another thing that I did like, the Stan Lee
Cameo?
not even the cameo. When you first watch Captain
Oh yeah, the
Marvel,
whole animation.
They had a great tribute to Stan Lee. Stan Lee, he's been around for years. Died at 95, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
We've all been waiting for this to happen, but it finally happened, and it's very sad, but it's very it makes you want to clap when you see it, just to see. And they show all of his cameos in every movie, and you just want to clap, just say, man, God bless him.
And his cameo, one thing I actually noticed, which is pretty obvious to me, because I focus on the editing. Because in editing in a movie, you shouldn't notice it because it should be transparent. But there's a scene where Stan Lee was on the bus for his cameo, and then you see that's clearly an overdubbed cutaway where she's just smiling at him instead of her just kind of looking and walking away.
Oh wow!
You know?
Do you know what he was reading on the bus?
No, what is he reading?
Oh, you didn't know.
I didn't notice.
He's reading he's reading the script to Mallrats, where he has a cameo in Mallrats. It's one of the first cameos that he's ever had in a movie.
I didn't notice that.
Oh wow, yeah. If you look,
I know, yeah, he's reading his cameo lines, right?
Yeah, he's saying, "Hey, true believer."
Yeah.
That's what he was reading, and I really like that. I like the nod to it. Again, like I said, Mallrats, I believe, came out in '94. This is why I can't watch stuff like this. But I'm telling you, you can't show me a movie if I live through it.
Oh, this episode's like a fever dream. I was just saying-
You should have seen when I watched the Notorious movie. I watched the Notorious B.I.G. movie, and I watched them screw up everything.
I'm just pissed off that they didn't show any Nine Inch Nails music in the movie.
True.
Because she was wearing a shirt. Why was she wearing the shirt?
I heard they had to custom make that shirt too.
They weren't that big yet either.
I think they were around. They weren't huge.
No, I'm pretty sure they're like Pretty Hate Machine came out then. They didn't even have Downward Spiral yet.
Yeah, I think like 97 is like the height.
97 is Downward Spiral.
Is the height of Nine Inch Nails, yeah.
So Nine Inch Nails wasn't big at all. They were very much like still an underground band.
Yeah.
Which kind of had me turning my head because I'm sitting there thinking, as soon as I saw the shirt, I'm like, all right, what song are they going to play?
Yeah.
I'm like, they're probably going to play Head Like a Hole or Sin or something like that.
Nope.
None.
Nope.
None.
Nope. The songs that they played, I mean, I was okay with some of the songs. Some of the songs like Salt and Pepper, I was like, you played What a Man. They also played Garbage. I forgot the name of the song.
It was Garbage. Gotcha.
Garbage had a big run back then. Like
Yeah.
95, Garbage was there. I was hoping they would play some Hole.
They did play Hole.
They did? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was hoping that they would play some more of the, now that's what I call 90s mix. Like I was waiting for that to happen.
But the 90s mix, a lot of it's in late 90s.
True. And there is a big difference between late 90s and early 90s.
Yeah, because late 90s, one thing I noticed is like, if you listen to like 2000, early 2000s music, I'm saying 2000, 2001,
Yeah.
it sounds like a matured late 90s something, like Queens of the Stone Age.
Yes.
It sounds like a matured Rage Against the Machine
Right.
kind of sound, you know? It's like, it has that tone.
But in 94, you had Counting Crows
Yeah.
and Spin Doctors, Two Princess. I'm sorry. I'm going down a spiral here. You had Hammer.
Well, let's
there
talk
was
about-
no Hammer in this either.
Let's talk about the movie, though. The movie follows Brie Larson playing Captain Marvel, where it starts off with her going to a planet and doing an invasion mission to protect to like retrieve an ally.
Right.
Who's under captivity of the Skrulls. And when they said that the Skrulls were the villain, I'm like, oh, this is going to be good.
Yeah, I had issues with the whole Skrull and the Kree thing because I know that they're both bad.
Yeah.
I know from comic books, I know they're both bad. I know.
But that's the whole thing, is that what I really liked about the movie, and because it did make a war statement, where it said that it basically said that you don't know which side is right because the history is always written by the victors.
Right.
So you got to pick for yourself what you side with the most.
How did you feel about Thalios, the head of the Skrull, or who was supposed to be our protagonist in this?
I didn't like him.
You didn't like him?
I didn't like him. I think that he was essential to kind of get us to sympathize.
Right.
But I think that I don't want to get in spoiler territory.
Yeah, I want to spoil, but it's okay.
Yeah, people have seen it, but I think that it's just, I don't know. I feel like a dick with that stuff.
I know, I understand completely. Listen, I don't want to spoil a movie either, but it's once you find out who the villains are, and once all the lines are drawn in sand, you're left kind of wanting a little bit more. I felt that was just my whole thing.
I don't know, the movie for me, I didn't go to a screening like you. I went today to see it.
Yeah, you went today.
So like when I was sitting and watching it, I'm thinking like, I don't know, it's a fun movie. I'm going for a ride. I'm like, just please don't be a bad movie. That's all I was asking.
Yeah, it's not bad. I think
I heard people saying they preferred Wonder Woman, which I don't know if I agree with.
watched Wonder Woman.
That's basically Captain America. I don't know if I prefer Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they were on the same level. Like if I was, it's not the worst Marvel movie, but it's.
Oh no, it's not.
It's definitely not. It's filler, like I told you before. I like it's a good like palate cleanser before you get into.
Well, it exists.
Endgame.
To bring her into Endgame.
Right.
That's why it exists.
Right. That's why. I mean, I've been waiting for Endgame since last year. So I'm hoping something happens. Like I want something good to happen, Marvel. I know you can do it.
I don't know where they're going to go after. Sorry, I don't know where they're going to go after Endgame though, because you have Chris Evans retiring too.
Yeah, I don't know where they're going to go after Endgame. Chris Evans is retiring. I think Robert Downey Jr. is going to retire as well.
Is he going to retire? He loves playing the role. He loves playing Iron Man so much.
I mean, honestly, if we were going to keep it real, this is the best role that besides Chaplin, this is the best role that Robert Downey Jr. You got to understand,
You missed a role.
Which one?
Tropic Thunder.
Okay, Tropic Thunder, yes, that is a great one. But think about Robert Downey Jr.'s career. Robert Downey Jr.'s career spans from late 70s to now. Or let me not even give him late 70s. Let's give him like early 80s.
He's a good musician too. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't know that. He's a great drug head also. He's had his battles. He's had a lot of battles with drugs, with abuse, with a lot of stuff that's happened. Like we've cleaned up Robert Downey Jr. now, but in the 90s, right after Chaplin, he went down a spiral.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of bad movies that had Robert Downey Jr. in it. He's always been on point, and I do like his acting. But I think
Well, him playing Iron Man is literally just him being Robert Downey Jr.
basically.
So
that's the great part about it, and that's why I can understand the typecasting of it, because a lot of people don't know now, because now he's been playing this guy for like over 10 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I hope he sticks, because he's probably the most entertaining part of these movies for me now. But Tom Holland, I think, is going to take that.
Right, he is. I think he's going to take some time off and then come back. I think that with this whole Avengers Endgame, what's going to happen is that after they defeat whoever they need to defeat in this, because I hear that there's more than one villain, after that happens, I believe that there's going to be a timeout for the Avengers. You're not going to see any more Avengers movies for a good 3 to 4 years.
I don't need any more annual Marvel movies just in general.
They're coming out, man. They're coming out.
I know they are, but I don't need it. It's like, I know they want to make their money, but like, take time to work on your movies a bit more.
Yeah, it's oversaturating the market, and that's what's going to happen.
I think this is the 21st Marvel movie.
It is.
So it's legally old enough to drink its cinematic years.
Honestly, what's going to happen is they're going to Kevin Hart the whole movie franchise.
Yeah.
And what I mean by Kevin Hart, I mean it's going to be very overexposed. I mean it's going to be everywhere, and then everybody's going to say, "Yeah, another one." Didn't you just make one like a couple years ago?
I felt that when Avengers 2 came out.
Right.
And I actually fell asleep during that movie.
I mean, I fell asleep through a couple movies.
Yeah, I know you fell asleep through a couple movies. I was scared that I was going to come in and say naturally, "Oh, what you think, Captain Marvel?" Oh, I fell asleep.
Oh no, there was a point where I did have a little snore break. Like I did, like you hear like, heard one of those like in the movie. The lady I was with, she tapped me and said, and I was like, oh, sorry. But it was only for like a second. I didn't miss anything.
I still won't forget. There's some movie. I saw some movie, and I fell asleep during it. And I woke up and it was credits. And my friend's like, "You slept through the entire movie?" I'm like, "No, I didn't. Shut up." But yeah, Captain Marvel, I liked it. I thought I'm going to definitely watch it again, because it's not a movie where I expected anything out of it. That's the thing. I wanted to be entertained. That's all I wanted.
I wanted to be entertained. I was looking for a little bit more from Samuel Jackson.
You wanted to also be accurate to 1995.
True, but I was looking for a little bit more from Samuel L. Jackson. I was looking for more from Coulson. A lot more from Coulson, because I really wanted some more of him. I felt like he was underutilized. I felt that there were some nods to Pulp Fiction, which I kind of digged as well.
There were a lot of nods in the movie.
Yeah,
there's a lot of fanfare.
And all in all, like I said, I didn't dislike it. I thought it was cool. It just made me want to watch Endgame more. I think what it is basically I want to watch.
A hype piece?
Yeah, basically.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to Endgame just because I just want to be entertained. I don't want to sit for 3 hours and be bored like I was in Infinity War.
Oh man, I saw Infinity War twice in the movies.
I saw it once in the movies, and I'm like, I'm probably never watching this again.
Oh man,
I'm probably going to have to rewatch it just because I want to stay up to date.
I think honestly,
I have a commitment now to you guys.
Honestly, in retrospect, I think that Infinity War and Endgame, I think they're going to work as a back-to-back piece, whereas
one big movie,
right? One big movie thing, because I think that's what it needs to be. Because, like I said, this is our Star Wars.
Yeah.
This is the thing that we get excited to go in and we cosplay and we do all this other crazy stuff.
And also, the movie did Star Wars Battle Scenes better than the new Star Wars movie.
Yeah, you did say that.
Yeah.
Which, again, a lot of people hate these new Star Wars movies.
I don't hate them. I liked The Last Jedi.
I
had problems with it.
I had problems with it.
I'm not saying I don't have problems with it.
Yeah.
I'm saying that I still enjoyed it despite its problems.
I like Force Awakens more than I like Last Jedi.
I prefer Last Jedi. I like the darker tone.
Yeah, I like the darker tone. I like the fight scene with Kylo Ren and Rey, but a lot of it I wasn't like on board for.
Well, all right. Well, I guess I get that. But
Yeah.
now we're getting towards the end of the show.
Okay.
So now this is the segment where we talk about what we're watching. So Nigel, what are you watching?
This week I've been watching a lot of documentaries.
The usual.
Yeah, I'm sorry, people. I've been watching a lot of documentaries. I watched the Michael Jackson documentary because
Most of it?
Most of it, because everybody keeps talking about it, so I had to watch it. It's decent. If you really, really, really want to hear the full story, it's kind of graphic, and I don't know how you feel. I don't like gross stuff, so I kind of winced a couple times when they started talking about all the stuff he did. But yeah, if you like it, watch it. If not, it's cool because it's like 2 hours. It's 2 parts. It's 4 hours in total, plus another hour with Oprah. Which, like, if you have a lot of dedication, go for it. If not, I'll recommend.
Oprah was also a
something else for
victim
you.
of abuse as a child, so I think that kind of gave her like some personal interest.
Who, Oprah?
Yeah.
Oh, but that doesn't make sense then, because she's interviewed Michael Jackson before.
I know she has,
Yeah.
but I think that
No, during the allegations.
No, I know she has, but I think that in this regard, I think that was more of a career move back then.
Probably, I
So.
guess. I mean, her career was already established back then. That's why it doesn't make any sense. And that's why I like when I watch this documentary, like, I know who Wade Robson is.
Yeah.
You know, so, like, and they even showed videos of him dancing with NSYNC and Britney Spears, and I was just like, why'd you bring this in? You know?
Well, what is he watching?
What else I'm watching is, let's see. I'm watching a lot of old episodes of, I don't know if you ever watched this, 24 Hours of Hell and Back with Gordon Ramsay.
No, but I know what you have been watching, which you're glossing over.
Oh.
Independent Woman.
Oh, I forgot.
He forgot his own show. It's okay.
I'm sorry. Yes, Independent Women. It comes out every Wednesday. I think our last
Monday.
every Monday. I'm sorry. I think our
I'm not even on the show.
I think our last episode is this coming Monday.
Watch it. Tune in.
Yeah, definitely. You get to see me in a big yellow coat.
All right. What have I been watching? I watched Sex Education.
Okay,
The whole
how was
first
that?
season. I liked it.
Okay.
It was cool. It was it's like it's about this kid whose mom is a sexual relations therapist.
Okay.
And what he does is he's in school, he gives someone advice, and then he starts like an underground rink of just giving people advice.
Ooh, I want to see this.
That was pretty interesting. I was watching. I finished up Schitt's Creek.
Okay.
Thought that was pretty okay. I'm watching right now Great News, which I started telling you about before the show started.
Right. Yes.
Great News, written by the guys and girls that brought you 30 Rock, is a story about a producer who works in a big news station for a show called The Breakdown.
Okay.
And her mom actually gets a job there as an intern. So there's a lot of the internal like disputes there, but it's a lot of like really subtle comedy. That's what I liked about 30 Rock. It has a lot of that feel to
Right.
it. Like, the times that I'm watching it, I actually like it feels like 30 Rock to me. A lot of the personalities are there. A lot of like
Tina Fey in it?
Tina Fey is a producer of it, and she's in it sparingly.
All right.
So I think that overall, it's like a good show that I'm watching so far. It's one of those kind of like stupid shows. I've also been watching Corporate. I don't know if you've ever watched that.
No.
You never saw Corporate?
Never saw Corporate.
Corporate's it's a current airing show about these guys who work in a mock Samsung type corporation. Where and they're just like they're pencil pushers and they hate their life and it's so nihilistic and everything. But what's good about the show is actually it's the perfect demonstration of a sitcom without a laugh track and what they do instead of it.
Okay.
Like having a laugh track. Like that's what Malcolm Middle was known for.
Right.
So that's a fantastic show. Watch one episode of Corporate and tell me you don't love it.
Okay.
So that's good. Sex Education is entertaining. Schitt's Creek is, I can do with or without it.
Yeah.
And I'm really liking Great News so far, even though I could also do with or without that one.
Okay.
But yeah, Captain Marvel, liked it. Didn't love it, liked it.
It was okay.
We had a lot of input for Geek News. That's kind of too much to round up. And what do you have coming up?
Well, I will be performing April 5th at the Governor's Comedy Club. Yes, the Governor's Comedy Club, located in Levittown. Yes, please get your tickets at www.govs.com.
Wow. Social media?
Social media at Nigel Fullerton _. That's on Twitter and Instagram.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I'm all ready.
I'm working on new tracks for my album.
Okay.
I'm working on experimenting with orchestras in it.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool.
Nice.
Orchestras and progs and black metal and all that. And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Drakentas _.
Okay.
DRAKONTAS. I don't use Twitter, but you're welcome to follow me. I have literally 0 followers. And what else? And I don't have any big things coming up yet, but I have some stuff to announce hopefully in the near future.
Oh, definitely.
So thank you for tuning into
The Jump Cut.
The Jump Cut. I forgot the name of the show. Thanks so much, everybody. This is Area 22 Productions. You can donate to our Patreon at patreon.com/area22. Also go to our website, area22productions.com, to join our Discord and join in on the chat.
Thank you, Twitch.
Thank you, Twitch and YouTube, and we'll be back on Facebook.